The Nintendo Switch has been on the market for over a year now, and it's been a really strong system. You've had great first-party titles from Nintendo, great third-party ports from third-party companies, a plethora of top-notch indie games, and of course the ability to take these games with you wherever you go, which has really been a game changer for the system. It's been breaking sales records, outpacing the Wii. It's been an amazing ride for the Switch so far, but it is not a system without flaws. Every system has flaws, and the big flaw of the Nintendo Switch right now in 2018 is the lack of a proper online service. And it sort of impacts games now as well. A game like Payday 2 would have really benefited from having this online service because there's no real way to communicate with your teammates unless you're playing with friends and you're on a Discord or a Google Hangout or something. It's sort of a bummer. And the Nintendo Switch's online service was supposed to launch in 2017 originally, has been delayed a few times, and is now scheduled to be released in fall of 2018. But we still don't know much about the thing. We don't know what it's going to offer. It's obviously a paid service, so it must offer something decent in order for consumers to want to pay for this service. Now, recently I decided to check out Xbox Games Pass. I've heard a lot of great things about it, and I decided, you know, I want to check this out too. It's only 10 bucks a month. Let me see what it's all about. And honestly, I've been pretty blown away by what Xbox Games Pass offers me. So then I thought to myself, should the Nintendo Switch's online service sort of be like Xbox Games Pass? We assume it's going to have voice chat. We already know that there's going to be some sort of online play for select NES and Super NES games, but beyond that, we don't know anything about it. So wouldn't it be cool if Nintendo offered their own sort of thing like Xbox Games Pass? I think it would. So in this video, we're going to basically talk about it. We're going to talk about what the Xbox Game Pass is, what it offers, and what Nintendo could do similar to offer a great value to consumers. So sit back, relax, make sure you subscribe to the channel, and let's talk about, should the Nintendo Switch online service be like Xbox Games Pass?
Hey, RGT85. Hey, Sean.
Oh my God, it's Stevie Richards! So just in case you're not familiar with Xbox Games Pass, if you don't own an Xbox One or you don't play on PC, I'm going to give you guys a brief synopsis of this. Like I said, I am pretty new to it, but I got it a couple days ago and I've really been enjoying it. So basically, you have to have an Xbox Gold account, which is about $50 a year. And then for an additional $10 a month, you can access Xbox Games Pass. So you download the app and then you see what the app offers. It basically allows you to select from a plethora of games from all different genres and different systems. And basically you could find Xbox games, original Xbox games, you can find Xbox 360 retail releases, indie games, and Xbox One games. And basically you just go through the list, you find a game you like, and then you select it. The game is then downloaded onto your Xbox One's hard drive, so you'll probably need an external hard drive. My hard drive is already filling up very fast. But then, bada bing, bada boom, you are good. You then have the game downloaded on your Xbox One's hard drive. And as long as you have Xbox Games Pass, you can enjoy this game. Like I said, this is only $10 a month. And when you're sort of scrolling through all of the games, you realize there's a lot of good stuff on here. You know, I checked out WWE 2K17 because 2K18 was just an absolute mess on the Switch. Hashtag WWE 2K18 Switch refund. We're still doing this, folks. We will make ground on this. But I did like a lot of the games they offered me. There was games like Mega Man 9 and 10 on the Xbox 360. There was games like Double Dragon Neon. There was Sega arcade games to choose from. Just a plethora of stuff. Original Xbox games that have been upscaled. A ton of 360 retail releases that you might have missed out on. And of course, Xbox One games themselves. And one of the cool things about the service is that with future Xbox One releases that are first party done by Microsoft, you have access to these games for that $10 a month. So when Sea of Thieves comes out at the end of this month in March, I don't have to buy that game. I already have access to that game thanks to the Xbox Games Pass. So it's really cool in my opinion, because if you buy, you know, 2 Xbox One games this year that cost $60, you've already paid for the Xbox Games Pass right then and there. So you might as well just check it out for $10 a month. One of the downsides of it, of course, is the whole fact that you are only really renting these games. And I know a lot of collectors will be against that. But for me personally, I just check out games that I probably wouldn't have bought in the first place, or digital only games, because if it's a digital only game, who cares how you get it? You know, it's still going to be a digital game no matter if you buy it on the Xbox's marketplace or if you download it via the Xbox Games Pass. One way or another, it's still a digital game. You'll have nothing tangible in your hands. As far as the games that actually saw a retail release, this is a good way to check them out without having to invest the money in them. So I really like the Xbox Games Pass. At $10 a month, it's really already paid for itself, in my opinion, because I've downloaded a ton of different games. I've been checking out different games that I maybe never thought of, and they're constantly adding new games as well. It seems like every week there's more games being added to the service. So they're doing a really good job with it, and it's probably the strongest thing about the Xbox One. Now, how can we tie this into the Nintendo Switch? First and foremost, I do not see Nintendo allowing their first-party games to be available on a Nintendo Switch online service that you don't have to buy the game. You know what I'm saying? Because Nintendo makes a lot of money from their games, and they make a lot of money from their software sales. So I don't foresee games like Kirby Star Allies and, you know, the new Smash Brothers being available on Nintendo's online service. I'm not looking for that with this service. Plus, the service is only $20 a year, whereas the Xbox Live is $50 a year, plus you have to download this for $10 a month. So it's definitely more expensive than what Nintendo's online service is offering. So I don't expect there to be, you know, like retail releases available the same time as you would get on the launch day of the game. But what I do like, and what I do think Nintendo could do very easily, is add a bunch of games like past generation games like Wii and GameCube and N64, SNES, NES. You know, the library of Nintendo games is so strong, especially when you compare it to something like the Xbox brand. The Xbox brand has only been around for 3 generations now. Nintendo has been here since, what, 1985, producing systems and video games. So there's a bigger library of stuff that you can do with that catalog of games, because it's just incredible when you think of how many games released from the NES up until, you know, let's say the Wii. So I think Nintendo can really capitalize on this and offer sort of an Xbox Games Pass like service for the Nintendo Switch. It doesn't have to be quite as robust. I don't feel like there has to be nearly as many games on the platform, but if you give them 20 to 30 games a month and maybe cycle them out, or have different games come in as well to add to that, maybe even like a total of 40 games a month, that would be really cool. And the whole thing of it is that you still offer consumers the ability to buy the game. Every game that's on Xbox Games Pass, I could still buy it digitally as well if I would prefer to do it that way. Or I can just get the Games Pass service and download it digitally for that flat fee of $10 a month. And I think that's something Nintendo can do. They can still offer all of these games available to purchase them if you would rather do that. Or if you would rather go this digital route and just download the games for a flat fee, they could really capitalize on this. And I think it would be amazing. It would essentially sort of be that Netflix-like service that we have wanted Nintendo to do, but it doesn't have to be quite that crazy. It doesn't have to be streaming, because I think streaming still isn't quite there for a lot of gamers. A lot of gamers in rural areas and, you know, wooded areas, they don't have that high-speed internet, so they still have to download their games. I like that the Xbox Games Pass downloads onto your hard drive, and the fact that SD cards are coming down in price, tons of people are getting them, you know, they're easily available. You could add all of these games onto your SD card, and when you look at like NES to N64 games, they're not that big. Like, you could fit tons of games on these cards. So I think Nintendo can actually learn a lot from the Xbox Games Pass. I think that needs to be something that they incorporate with the Nintendo Switch's online service. Because let's face it, with things like PlayStation Now and the Xbox Games Pass, these services can offer a lot of value to consumers. And I think the Xbox Games Pass definitely takes the cake in terms of console, you know, downloads that you can do on your system. And I think Nintendo can actually do something similar. I think that they have a big enough library. There's tons of games to choose from. You can even include handheld games, include Game Boy Color games. You have such a great working relationship with so many third-party companies. It's time to take that next step. It's time to really solidify the online service. Something simple like voice chat and adding an online multiplayer aspect into NES and SNES games for people that download the online service isn't quite enough in 2018. You need to go above and beyond, and something like an Xbox Games Pass for the Nintendo Switch would be a certain home run, and honestly something I feel would help sell systems. If you could have a collection of classic games that you download for a flat fee that you could take with you on the go or play with you at home, that's an awesome value right there. So Nintendo, if you're watching this video, you need to study the Xbox Games Pass. There's a lot to learn from it, and I would really love to see you guys incorporate things that the Xbox Games Pass offers into your online service. It would really take the Switch to the next level, and it just makes sense to do it in 2018. So basically, I think Nintendo should emulate things from the Xbox Games Pass, but maybe you think different. So let me know in the comments section down below if you've checked out Xbox Games Pass, if you would like to see something like this on the Nintendo Switch. And thank you for checking out this video. If you're new to the channel, make sure you subscribe and turn on notifications. Make sure you leave me your thoughts in the comments section down below. If you really enjoy the content, be sure to check out all of the links in the description box down below. We've got a website, t-shirts, Patreon, all ways of social media that you can follow me on to stay up to date for everything going on in the world of RGT 85. Thank you guys for checking out this video, and I will catch you on the next video. Later.